Let's get nuts.
Hello, everybody. What's happening? Sorry I'm late. Shocker. Dave's late to his own stream. Nah, I was just trying to sift out some things and everything, so should be good. Welcome, everybody, to Film Junkie Live. It is Wednesday. Let's get the humping. Let's get the humping. It is September 25th. Hopefully, you guys are doing good. Hopefully, you guys are doing great. You know, not much today. It's a kind of a slow news day, so it might be a fairly quick stream. Quicker than usual, that's for damn sure. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Do all that. And become a member. If you want to become a member, we'll do a members-only stream after this. We'll do some more conversations, talk, and everything. So hopefully you guys are doing good. Hopefully you guys are doing great. Cheers. It is Wine Wednesday, so cheers, guys. All right. Hopefully we're doing good. Let's see. Oh, we got Lisa Jackson right here. Stuck at work. That sucks. Well, hopefully catch up with it later, Lisa. We got Andrew right here. Saw Megalopolis. That's all I really have to say about it. The live person aspect was whatever, but it was quick. Interesting. Kind of curious if I'm going to get that tomorrow. What's going on, Taladia Plays? Very interesting that James wants to write a comic book. The obvious question is which character to do first. Yeah? What's going on, Eric? This gun really is firing on all cylinders, isn't it? Sounds like it is, right? But we'll talk about that. I'll give my 2 cents about it. What's going on, Versus Seed? Good to see ya. We got RJ right here. Sup! If that rumor is true, he's most likely writing a Superman movie prequel comic. See, there you go. See, somebody's thinking right there. Which will be great for promotion and getting the movie out there to retailers. William will be happy to sell, I'm sure. We got Music Man right here. Good to see ya. Sonny, what's happening? I want to write a book, too. Can I come on the stream one day? There you go. Then we got new 52. Good to see you. Don't you think Glenn Powell would make a bold Bruce Wayne and cool Batman? I can't get on board. I can't get on board. Cannot get on board when it comes to Glenn Powell as Batman. I just don't see it. I don't fully see it. It's just, I don't know. He just doesn't have that Batman quality to me. He just doesn't. He just doesn't. Azteca, yikes, that Thunderbolts trailer was trash. It was trash. I thought it was fine. I actually enjoyed it, to be honest. Well, at least we got Joker, yeah. That's right. It's coming out next week. Crazy. We're already there. We're already at Joker time. Interesting. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, welcome and everything. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. There's probably not going to be... there's not a total lot to talk about, but we'll talk about that James Gunn rumor and Supergirl and what's come about when it comes to that. We'll talk about Jimmy Cams and what he's doing and something that he commented on when it came to the Terminator franchise. And then we'll go over those Megalopolis reviews and then the Joaquin Phoenix movie that he walked out on. Well, we got something with there. Good to see you, Jacob. I just don't think Joker is going to do that well, unfortunately. And we'll see what happens. The buzz is definitely not there as it was back in 5 years ago, which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy. So, like I said, hopefully you guys are doing good and everything. Good to see you, Eric Patterson. Let me make sure I forgot to post it on the community feed. So let me just do that real quick. And I'm going to give you guys a little update. Hopefully you guys checked out. If you didn't see Monday's show, hopefully you guys... let's see, insert. Okay. Let's see, going live. All right, just posting that on the community feed. Trying to see everything good. Everything's live. Everything's great, grand, and everything. Hold on a sec. Let me just see something real quick. All right, sorry. I was just checking something right now. That's all. I was just looking at All right. Anyways, okay, just looking at something. All right, so hopefully you guys are doing good. And so update on well, obviously I just posted like if you guys watched Monday's show, I did do like a whole response when it came to that tweet that I had, the tweet that I put out there on Sunday? Was it Sunday or Saturday? I can't even remember when it actually was, but I think it was Saturday. I'm pretty sure it was Saturday, but when I was talking about, of course, the whole animated Snyderverse thing when it comes to that, and then of course the response that I got was like, "Jeez," and then I kind of just went over everything. I just thought I went in on it, and I talked for like over a half an hour. So I took that segment out, condensed it down, tried to trim the fat as much as possible, and made it a video. It's still fairly long. It's less than a half an hour, but if you guys want to check that out, you want to see me talking about that right here. But update when it comes to that, it's finally settled down after like 4 days. That tweet of me talking about after watching the first 4 episodes of Twilight of the Gods, and then bringing up the whole thing about when it comes to concluding the rest of the Snyderverse stuff when it comes to animation right there. And it's been kind of funny to see. Things that I forget about is I do have people muted that I forgot that I had muted, and I was like, oh yeah, there's people, obviously of course there's people that of course went to the name calling and the insults, which is fine. They went for the insults. Got called an alcoholic a couple of times. I don't know where they got that from. No. I've gotten that many times from that side of the fandom. They like to call me an alcoholic, but it's always funny too, because I'm like, oh well, I'm a functioning alcoholic, all right? Get it right. Functioning, okay? No, but it's always funny too, because it's always somebody that doesn't, that hides behind a profile picture, an avatar, and hides behind their keyboard. Something tells me I'm probably a lot healthier than they are overall. But hey, whatever. If you want to attack the fact that I like to drink, go for it. Not going to do much. Little drinking. It's fun. I'm a fun time. What can I say? And and then looked at things, somebody, all of the quote tweets, somebody that wanted me to delete my channel one time after I had Zack on and didn't ask the right questions. Obviously the whole thing is live action or nothing, which is the whole thing where I was just kind of going, okay, it's just like a battle cry now. It's a battle cry for the live action or nothing kind of thing. And it's just like, that's like my biggest thing was like when it came to the whole thing for all this. And Jesus Christ, it's just, that's the main thing where I'm just kind of going, and I'm trying to think of something right here too, what I was actually going to be saying about it when I was seeing some of this stuff and some of it and how it's like cooled down. Man, I'm totally just drawing a blank now, of course, now that I'm live. But, like I said, it's just obviously that still made some, people upset, which I'm just like going, it's just an idea, just an actual idea. It's nothing too crazy when it comes to all that. But, God damn it, I wanted to say something, and I wish I would have wrote it down, because now I can't remember exactly what it was. You don't drink like that, right? Exactly. So I've been hearing it is what it is. I know, it totally is what it is. And right now, apparently, there's like a live stream that's happening where they're complaining about me 100%, some of these guys. And I'm just like, all right, well, there you go. It just shows you right there. You just kind of, you start talking about it and you kind of go like, okay. Somebody's challenging what's going on with all of that. Like you said, RJ, it is what it is. And, it's just kind of funny to see the response to it. But like I said, it's calmed down. And I think I pretty much said all I wanted to say when I came to that, segment of all that. But at the same time, I'm just like going, it's really not that serious. It's really not that serious. It's just like, yeah. The whole thing, the proclamation of like live action or nothing was just it was just a weird thing to me, when I'm just going like, wait, I thought we were all like, if Zack wanted to continue something, if he wanted to do something, we just support it, right? You support that. So if I'm just kind of going, so if he came out and said like, hey, we're going to do it like this, wouldn't we support that, or would you guys just not support it? That's what I'm just kind of going like, what? It's just like, what are we doing? But yeah, it let it be known that they are, I don't know if they're like going through something right now, going through that video or other things and just complaining and everything. And I'm just like, whatever gets your rocks off, I guess. If you want to do that. Like I said, there might have to be like some kind of like discussion or debate or something like that. But yeah, it's just it's kind of. But yeah, obviously, but again, there was a lot of people that supported the whole idea. It's not even a new idea, which is funny. It's not even a new idea to do the whole. Hey, what about if it's just like, hey, I want to see the conclusion of the story. I get what you guys want to see, and we all would love to have seen live action, but at the same time, the further we get away from this, again, 3.5 years ago, the Snyder Cut came out, and there's not been anything. Oh, okay, this is what I actually wanted to talk about. It finally came to me. Boop, 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 boop. It finally hit right here. So I had two different people, when it came to one of that tweet, try to, I don't know what exactly they were trying to go for when it came to this. It was the weirdest. It was like, wow, that's your argument? That's your way to push back against this? The first guy said that, well, okay, well, they might as well just do Avengers Secret Wars in animation. Okay. And then I had somebody today who said, like, well, they might as well just continue Matt Reeves' Batverse in animation. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's campaign for that. And he goes, yeah, well, you see how ridiculous that sounds? I'm like, yeah, what you said to me was absolutely ridiculous, because he was trying to make it seem like I was saying something ridiculous by going, what if they do animation? Because, you know, who knows? It seems like live action is just getting out of the question here. And so you have these two pushbacks kind of saying like, Avengers Secret Wars might as well just be done animation, and Matt Reeves' Batverse might as well be animation. I'm going, okay, do you see how fucking stupid you sound? Because those two things are happening currently. The MCU is still running strong, and Secret Wars is still like in pre-production and all this stuff. And then so is Matt Reeves. We just had the Penguin come out, first episode, and we know that the Batman 2 is going to be in pre-production, or it's in pre-production, and it's going to be in production. And I'm just kind of going like, those are current things. There is nothing happening right now with the DCU Snyderverse. That's why this idea came about, because if we're not going to get anything live action, maybe we can get something that seems a little bit more feasible. Like we could see that actually happening. And it was just kind of, it like blew my mind. Like, you're really going to put that argument out there? No, there's like nothing happening with that. There's nothing happening with the DCEU or the Snyderverse. So that's why the idea of, hey, maybe they could do it animation. Maybe they'd be willing to do that. So then we could see the conclusion of the story. And I was just like, wow. So yeah, that was the two things that there was two people that pushed back and gets at it. And it just kind of blew my mind a little bit, because then when you start questioning that, then all of a sudden they just stop, responding, of course, because it's like, there is no argument. This is a stupid argument. Oh man, it's just crazy. So I guess right now we're recording the oh, is that what we're doing? No, we're not recording the sequel, Eric. But anyways, so that's besides the point. And like I said, yeah, there is some kind of other live. Somebody sent me, oh yeah, they're complaining about you on live stream. I'm like, cool. Cheers, guys. If you want to keep complaining, go right ahead. It's perfectly fine. Yeah. I could just go to the Zack Snyder events and, approach Zack while live streaming and corner him on a question if I wanted to. Anyways, so these people forget Zack walked. Yeah, I know, right? It's okay. I don't know. Apparently, I don't know what. I don't know. These guys are fucking obsessed, man. There's it's a little bit of an. It's become an obsession now. But anyways, let's go ahead and get the full show started. And right off the bat here, obviously we've talked a little bit about Happy Gilmore 2, and Adam Sandler posted this right here. He posted, it's going good so far. Look at that! It's going good so far. And there's, apparently this is his dog named Bagel Sandler right here. Bagel Sandler. And he posted right there some golf balls. We got a little bit, some script pages right here. So, yeah. Apparently it's going good so far. And there you go. You got a little drool. You got a little drool on the page right there. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. Oh, yes. And then finally, this came about, guys. And I think we're all pretty much looking forward to this. When is Happy Gilmore 2 coming out and where? I think Happy Gilmore, well, it's coming out, I think, pretty much. They're filming it right now next year. Most likely it's going to be, I think it's coming out on Netflix. I don't know if they're going to actually do a theatrical, but anyways, we got the trailer for Sinners. Oh, Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan. Probably can't show too much of this trailer because Warner Brothers likes to fucking copyright because they suck. But, yeah, we got the trailer for Sinners, and man, great trailer. Great fucking trailer right here. Michael B. Jordan playing twins. And, yeah, the trailer was great, good. Got Haley Steinfeld in there as well. And, yeah, it's just, hey, there's some crazy shit, some crazy vampire shit. It looks really, really good. Really, really good. I'm very much looking forward to that. And like I said, you know, I'm rooting for Warner Brothers now. I'm trying, because as a studio, I want them to put out good movies. And when I see stuff like this that's under Warner Brothers, I'm going, good. Let's get back to the way it was. Let's, you know, had a rough few years, but those people are gone, and, you know, Zazzy Pants is probably going to be gone pretty soon, too, for all we know, but keep on doing this kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. You know, I think that's what we want right here, right? We want it. I'll save that for there. This is pretty funny, too, because of all the P. Diddy stuff that's happening. Right here, Mr. Mike Barron decided, hey, let's make it a Batman comic book. Batman versus the Diddler. Diddle me this, Batman. It's P. Diddy running around with baby oil. Good Lord. But that's great. Come on, that's fucking fantastic. You just love when people, like, come up with creative stuff like that. And I'm still kind of just, a lot of people are still, like, throwing back at how much baby oil freaking P. Diddy apparently had. I mean, there was, like, gallons and gallons and gallons, probably tanks worth. And apparently one of his guards was saying, like, oh, yeah, they used to go to, like, Costco to just buy baby oil in bulk. We're just like, wow. Just everybody just rubbing themselves up with baby oil and just, ugh. I don't know. Who knows, though, again, because P. Diddy is on, he's on watch. Probably going to get Epstein, so God knows if we're ever going to get anybody coming out, a list of all the people at those freak parties. But pretty awesome stuff. You got to love that. Got to love that. Deadpool and Wolverine, digital and physical. They announced it. They announced when they're coming out. Digital on Tuesday, October 1st. And then, of course, we got 4K Blu-ray October 22nd. So, yeah, finally can watch it at home. I don't know when it's going to hit Disney Plus. Well, who knows when it's going to hit Disney Plus? Probably not till November. I would be, they probably want to get a little bit people renting it or buying it on digital and then, of course, buying the physical. So it probably won't be on, which is just weird, Disney Plus. Still think it's weird, but it's like, hey, let's watch Deadpool. It's on Disney Plus. Very interesting, but hey. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. And then speaking of trailers, finally, this was one of the this was supposed to be one of my anticipated movies of this year, but then it got bumped to next year, just like Mickey 17. But a little tease of the teaser for John Wick Ballerina. Dun, 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 dun. Trailer tomorrow. Look at that. There you go. Ana de Armas. I'm not going to do a trailer reaction. Maybe I'll do like a quick little video or something like that where I guess it's actually going to be called From the World of John Wick Ballerina. Are they really going to title it that? They're not really going to title it that, right? they're not going to title it From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. Please tell me that that's actually not the title. Have we not learned anything from Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, and the Emancipation of Harley Quinn? I mean, I get it. I just realized, I was looking at the tweet, and it says From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. Are they really going to be calling it that? They better fucking just call it Ballerina, and then maybe, I don't know. I mean, I get it because they want to let people know that it's in the same world as John Wick, but don't title it From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. I don't know, what the hell are we doing here? I just realized it said that. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? I guess we'll see. Yes, Lionsgate definitely needs a win. We'll see what happens. Paddington 4 is definitely coming out, though. So these movies are just killing. I had to catch up. Only seen the first one. And then they're great. The first one was great. We talk about these. They're great. And, yeah, it's just like, I was like, wait a minute. They're already going to be working on 4? I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, I need to catch up. I'm like, when did 3 come out? I'm like, I don't even remember, 3 coming out. Did 3 come out, or is that coming out? I am so, lost on the Paddington films, you know? I follow an account that puts Paddington in, random other movies and TV shows and stuff, and it's great. And it's just but I'm like, all right, I still need to watch 2. I'm like, when did 3 come out? I'm like, I was like, maybe it didn't. Maybe 3 is about to come out? I was like, what the hell? All right. But they're just yeah, was there a 3? I don't know if there... I'm going to have to look it up. Hold on. Paddington 3. It's coming out this year. Or it did come out this year. Paddington in Peru. That came out this year? What? Come on. What are we doing here? Paddington in Peru. There's a release date, IMDb. What are we doing here? Oh, come on. When does it come out? I hate IMDb. It doesn't show a release date. 3 come out next year. Okay. January. There we go. Google, of course, says it right there. Okay, so 3 is coming out January 17th of next year. Okay, good. I have plenty of time where I can watch 2 and of course, rewatch 1. But I'm just but it was just the way when I saw that, I was like, all right, cool. Paddington 4. And I went, wait a minute, when did 3 come out? But they're confident in this franchise. This franchise is killing it, so yeah. And then speaking of franchises that need help, well, we got the Hellboy franchise, and we got the new Hellboy that's going to be coming out. Hellboy the Crooked Man, which I've watched the trailer. We've watched the trailers, and, it looks very, low budget, very low budget, and they're definitely going to just be going, hey, this is going to be more of not too much when it comes to crazy special effects and action. It's going to be more of a horror type movie, which I'm like, cool, fine, 100%, great, grand. And, it's supposed to be coming out at the end of this month or the beginning of next month. Well, not really. Hellboy the Crooked Man is reportedly skipping theaters domestically. It will release straight to digital platforms October 8th. Yeah, they realized, why even put it out there? It's just nobody's going to go see it. I mean, I would go see it because I just love going seeing movies. And it's part of what I do is to go see movies. But apparently, according to this is just, it's a rumor. It's reportedly going to be skipping theaters, so we might just be able to just watch it on digital on the 8th. But what is it? Are they just going to slap it on a platform? What platform are they going to actually put it on? I don't know. That is the question. Hulu? Max? I don't think it's a Max one, right? Oh, this poor movie. I mean, what could he do? What can you do? And then, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine, of course, talking about...
Get your special sock out, nerds.
Yes.
Be the first to watch at home October 1st.
Who's ready?
I was born ready.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. Go even deeper. With
Behind the
loads of
scenes,
extras.
And it pays off
bloopers.
even more if you watch the movie a second time.
When fans see that,
Hey, cowboy, my eyes are up here. I know it's tempting. I look at it too sometimes.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Pre-order now. Only on digital.
Only on digital. See, the sad fact of the matter is like, yeah, when you watch it at home by yourself, it's not going to be as, it's not going to, you know, I've said this before, and I said this about Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, this could be part of like any of these big movies. I mean, the great thing about these movies is the experience that you get when you go opening night, and you're there with people who are excited. It's like a concert. It really is a concert, especially, you know, these movies that have like surprises in them, which is great. It's always fun. It's, you know, and, you know, it's numerous times there's just been cheers when we just all start yelling. But yeah, it's like, now we're going to watch Deadpool and Wolverine at home. Oh, okay, it's still going to be entertaining and fun, but it's just not going to be the same. Just like Spider-Man No Way Home, when I watched that by myself at home, it was like, oh yeah, there's that, there's this, okay. Still like, all right, enjoy the movie, but it's just, yeah, there's just something about that opening night experience. Something about that you just don't get anymore. So that's why it's like, you know, if you really enjoy this stuff, you know, you better go opening night, because that's just when you should be going, to be honest. So, but looking forward to the bonus features. I mean, there's got to be a hell of a blooper reel for sure, and you better believe that blooper reel is fucking hilarious. Not to mention outtakes for different jokes and all that kind of stuff. That's got to be good. You know what else is good? Zack Snyder and Joe Manganiello together talking about nerdy shit. That's right. You gotta love this right here. We got Zack Snyder and then, of course, his Deathstroke sitting together for Netflix Geeked right here. And this is just great. They're in Atlanta. Here we go.
We're at Geek Week in Atlanta. A lot of energy happening here. It's going to be good.
Favorite movie? It's toss-up between Godfather 1 and 2.
The question is, like, is it your favorite movie, or is it the movie that, like, is the most influential on your life?
See, that's a good question right there. And I love that, Zach, because they were asking favorite movies, and Joe Mang was just automatically went to The Godfather. I think that was kind of an easy answer there. Anyways, now I'm sure that obviously Godfather 1 and 2 is fantastic, but I love the fact that Zach actually asked that. Right. I love the fact that he was like, yeah, like, because I've said it before too, where it's like sometimes when you talk about a favorite movie list or something, it just depends on the mood that you're in. It really just depends on the mood. Like there's sometimes where I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling Fight Club's my favorite movie right now, or Back to the Future is my favorite movie, or Spaceballs or something like that. You know, it just depends on the mood, and then it depends on if it impacted your life.
Go with most rewatched.
Most rewatched.
Most rewatched.
well.
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse
Or
Now.
Excalibur. Those are probably my
Oh,
Makes
favorite.
God,
sense.
good answer. I have a kind of a tradition that whenever I move, once I've set up my TV surround sound, is Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, that's
Nice.
sweet.
See, so it's like one of those things where it's like you have that comfort movie. So when it comes to Joe Mang right here, his comfort movie, anytime that he moves, he has to watch Conan the Barbarian. That's his comfort movie. See that you have a comfort movie too. I think Back to the Future is kind of like a comfort movie for me.
John
Kind of his
Milius,
peak.
Greatest. Yeah, I mean, he's my favorite writer ever. Yeah.
There's two books I have, which is Blood Meridian and Fountainhead are the two books that I pretty much...
And when are we going to get that live action Fountainhead directed by Zack Snyder? God, he's been wanting to do that movie for so freaking long, and we still haven't gotten that yet. And I'm like, when are we going to get that Fountainhead movie directed by Zack Snyder?
read.
And the funny thing is, we were talking about it the other night, I pick up The Fountainhead every couple of years and reread it. It's been my favorite since I read it in drama school. But other than that, there's a graphic novel called Martial Law, Fear and Loathing by Pat Mills that I read once a year.
Call of Duty was for a long time pretty much my staple game, but recently I've been playing a lot of Fortnite.
Probably cumulatively all the Grand Theft Autos.
I mean, I'm not a big video game guy, but I mean, I think we all can guess that Fortnite was going to be Zach's. But
As a self-proclaimed nerd, nothing's guilty. Like I don't feel
Thank
guilt
you.
about it. You know, like Dungeons and Dragons had such a horrendous stigma to it for so many years, and I like to think that I had a lot to do with it becoming destigmatized, because
For sure.
I was like, I don't care, and I'm gonna call up all my rock star actor, director, writer friends, and we're gonna get back together and run games, because it is what taught us how to write, direct, produce,
100%.
act, create characters.
Storytelling every time.
So I took something that really was stigmatized or could be seen as a guilty pleasure and just made it a
Pleasure.
A pleasure.
Oh yeah, if he did a Stan remake, that'd be pretty crazy. But I just love the fact that they're just basically go like, yeah, we all say that we have our guilty pleasures, but I'm like, I don't feel guilty too. I don't feel guilty that I'll put on Batman and fucking Robin. I don't feel guilty about that.
Akira.
If it's not airing
Akira.
in the next couple of hours,
He's into one.
then I can give you my real answer.
Of course, we know that Joe Mang is. What's that? What's the one he just got cast in? That's the live action. I don't know anime, so.
One Piece.
The nerdiest thing
That's right, One Piece. Of course, I paused it right before you said it.
I own is the life-size Han Solo in the carbon freeze.
Ooh, dude, that's so cool. And I don't think it's. I wonder where he has that. So Zack has a life-size version of Han Solo in the carbon freeze. That is so cool. Of course he does, because he's a big Star Wars head.
It's pretty.
That's a good answer.
I did a TV commercial with Harrison Ford, and I remember we were talking, and he was like, I'm glad you're just not one of those weirdo dorks, And I was like, yeah, me? No, of course not.
I don't have you frozen
Yeah,
in my dining room.
I said, look, I'm gonna have to come clean with you. I gotta be like 100% honest. I do have. And he was like, that's really disappointing.
Oh man! Other than all of the things for the Friday night D&D games, the coolest thing that would appeal to nerds that I have is the Deathstroke helmet from the Justice League end of credits scene.
It's not even nerdy. That's just cool.
Yes! Oh! So, I love the fact that he brought that up. And of course, because, even Ben Affleck has the BVS suit. He has the BVS suit displayed somewhere in God knows which house he's living at now, but he has the BVS suit. So, Joe Manganiello has the Deathstroke helmet. He has it. And I'm sure they gave it to him. And good. That's great. We got to love that.
I do also have original from Conan the Barbarian. They had the sparking sword. It has cables that come off of it, says electrify, so they can make a spark.
I have one of the axes from Mandy.
Oh.
It's again cool.
It's not
nerdy.
It's not nerdy.
But I do have a set of dice.
I'm sure there's a
course you
definition of nerdy that we're not 100% familiar with, but
I think I'm about to hit it. I have a set of dice that was owned by Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons and Dragons, that he rolled and colored, because the old D20s, you had it was 0 through 9, and you had to color one side. That's nerdy.
That's good.
That's very nerdy. That's very nerdy. So just a fun video right there with Zack Snyder and Joe Manganiello right there. It's cool that, because obviously Joe Manganiello just got cast in that One Piece series and everything. So, and the fact that they've worked together and they've supported each other. It's funny because, on JusticeCon 2021, I interviewed Joe Mang, and it was a little stressful because there were some audio issues that happened. But overall, it was a great interview. If you guys check it out, just type in Joe Manganiello JusticeCon. You see my interview with him. But yeah, there's a little bit of an audio issue. But at the same time, it was like a good combination because I knew that Joe Manganiello was a big, huge Metallica fan. And I'm a big, huge Metallica fan. And I was going to ask him, like, what Metallica song would Slade Wilson, what's his favorite Metallica song? And I already knew what the answer was. And sure enough, he said specifically that, so cool stuff. But anyways, just fun seeing those two together. And then we got this right here. You knew it was going to actually happen sooner or later because, they tried to do a remake at one point, which wasn't all that bad. The remake wasn't all that bad, but it's like, well, you might as well just turn it into a fucking TV show, and why not put it on Amazon? RoboCop TV series is in the works for Prime Video. Peter Oko, Black Sails in the Office, will serve as showrunner. James Wan is set to exec produce. James Wan, helping a RoboCop TV series. I can't complain about that. Can't complain about that at all. So, and then of course we're gonna have we have a documentary when it comes to all the P. Diddy stuff. We got 50 Cent right here, who's going to be producing the documentary. I love this right here. 50 Cent sets Diddy abuse allegations docu-series at Netflix as a complex narrative spanning decades. I've been telling y'all about all this weird shit. I don't do no puffy parties. You didn't believe me, but I bet you believe me now. Ooh, buddy. Again, though. the powerful machine that is the Hollywood machine. I'm like wondering, like, how much are they going to be like, hey, 50 Cent, you can't put certain names, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I told you guys too about the whole like there's like a potential rumor out there of one of the reasons why Ben Affleck wanted to get away from J-Lo was because, well, J-Lo was once with P. Diddy, and she she was part of these freaky parties or whatever the fuck. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised because it just seems like J-Lo is not a good person to be around. I'm just saying. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Oh, man, and then, of course, when you see this right here, I mean, it's Wine Wednesday, guys, and when I watch this right here, it totally just, what the hell's happening? I don't know if this video is real. It might not even be real, but, I mean, this would suck if you had, like, a wine cellar, and all of a sudden the shelf just got a little too heavy, and it just started breaking stuff. I will say, though, looking at the video, it looks like it could be fake. It looks like it could be fake, but overall, this would be a nightmare for somebody who likes himself some wine. That does, I don't like that. I don't like that. I really don't like that at all, but just thought that was funny. Anyways, that was it right there. There we go. There we go. All right, that was it when it came to the tweets. So let's start getting into the topics here. Let's start off with, of course, DCU news. All right. So the first thing that came about when it came to all this, I mean, obviously we'll talk about James Gunn and everything like that, but when it comes to Supergirl, it was already rumored, and apparently the rumor is actually true because, yes, we do have an added person, a villain, when it comes to Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Matthias Schoenaerts, I'm not even going to attempt to try to pronounce that, but he lands the Supergirl villain role. And, of course, it says right here, Supergirl, of course, is going to be based on here. He's going to be playing, of course, Mr. Krem of Yellow Hill, who kills a young alien girl. Here's, of course, the father and everything. I don't know the full-on story, of course. And I've even said that I have not read the book yet, and I'm not going to lie and say that I have, but thank you to Supergirl Radio herself, Miss Rebecca Johnson. She sent me a copy, so thank you, Rebecca. She was like, oh, I got an extra copy, I'm going to send it to you. So there we go. I finally have my copy of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I haven't cracked it open quite yet. I mean, I know some things already about it because of all the discussions, but yeah, definitely going to read this bad boy in the upcoming weeks. But thank you again to Rebecca for sending me that, and I can't wait to crack it open. But yes, guys, we have our creme. We have our creme. I know a lot of people were like going, hey, Gerard Butler would be perfect. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the character, of course, could have been that. But hey, we got Mr. Matthias, who is actually, of course, rumored to, well, not rumored, but he was on the short list for Batman if Ben Affleck didn't actually take the role of Batman in BVS. So if you didn't know, now you know. And then speaking of Supergirl, let's see here. All right. So speaking of Supergirl, remember, there was a short list when it came to Supergirl, and the one that I wanted before Amelia Alcock got it, because I was just kind of going, I mean, to be honest, I didn't care who was actually going to get it, but when I looked at the short list when it came to Supergirl, and I went, well, you got Meg Donnelly, and she's already voiced Supergirl in the animated world, the DCAU. So why not just have her? And then looking at her, I'm going, yeah, I mean, she looks like Supergirl. So why not just have her do it? And I was actually rooting for it. And I think we had discussions. I think a lot of us were just kind of going like, yeah, she should get it. But she didn't get it. But of course, she was on Michael Rosenbaum's Inside of You podcast, and they talked about it.
You test screened for the new Superman movie.
Yes, yeah.
You tested with James
for
Gunn.
Supergirl? Yeah.
Was that heartbreaking?
Yes. I definitely can't lie and say it wasn't. But at the same time, like, the fact that I even got an audition and the fact that they like it and that I even had a chance was just bonkers.
To get to that level. If you could look at things like as an accomplishment, not as, hey, I didn't get this, but what good things did happen? well, it may have opened the door and they saw me and I got so close that maybe they'll consider me for something else.
Honestly, like, that is totally how I've been looking at it. And just growing up and being obsessed with superhero movies in general and being able to, like, actually, like, screen test and be in that world just a bit. And, like, everyone there, like, a part of his team, like, as I'm sure you know all of them, they're literally the nicest
They're
people.
great. They're great.
And they made me feel so, I was so nervous. Like, I was literally shitting my pants. Like,
Literally shitting my pants. Super shitting my pants.
Super shitting my pants.
Shitting your skirt.
And they were so nice and made me feel so comfortable. Like, I will just never forget that. And that was cool. And also gives hope of, like, wow, like, there's actually, like, really dope people and really cool people in this industry that have each other's backs. And, like, that was also a great lesson to learn, too.
What? What are you talking about? I heard James Gunn is evil. Why would him and his crew be so comforting and so this and so that? No. I mean, obviously, they're trying to be professionals right here, and they wanted to make her comfortable. But yeah, there you go. She's, she's looking at it as like it was an experience. It was an opportunity. She almost got it. I mean, yeah, it can be disappointing, obviously, when you're an actor. I mean, I can only imagine. I've been on one audition, guys. I went on to an audition like years ago for something, and I was like, I never want to do that again. I'm not an actor. I could probably pull something off because, I'm a little kooky. I'm a little cuckoo, but at the same time, I'm just kind of going like, yeah, that whole process has got to just... I can't even imagine doing that. It's got to fuck with your head a little bit. But at the same time, it just seems like, hey, she's just kind of looking at it as like that was an experience. I almost had it. It's going to open hopefully some more doors. And then, of course, talking about the fact that, hey, they made me feel at home. It was comforting. It was great. Just at the end, she was so close. And, I mean, to be honest, yeah, I'm just looking at her. I'm like, damn, I think it's just because I'm kind of crushing on her a little bit. But, It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so there you go. There's her talking about the being on that short list and doing the screen test. So she actually, I'm pretty sure she red lines with David Cornsweet and everything. So that's pretty cool. It's just pretty cool right there. What's going on, Axel? What's going on, Jose? How you doing? How about that triple play last night? Just kidding. Sorry. That was just very fucking crazy what happened. How the Padres clinched like a god. Basically, obviously we know that Jose's a Dodgers fan, and my Giants are totally out of the whole playoff race, even though they're kicking ass right now. They're like trying to be the spoilers of any team that is trying to get in the playoffs. The Giants are just like, well, now we're going to play good baseball, which I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys, where was this ambition? But, yeah, I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Because my uncle, who's a Padres fan, and my dad, who's a Dodgers fan, they were talking in a group chat last night, so it was just kind of funny. But still the Dodgers, they're taking the division, but yeah, the Padres are definitely making it. Anyways, okay. So James Gunn is going to take it upon himself to write a comic book. What? A comic book? Has that ever happened before? What are we doing here? Why would people be upset about it? Of course they'd be upset about it because it's James Gunn. Some people don't like James Gunn, but this is not unheard of, and this is just a rumor right now, and it's coming from a very random spot, but here we go. According to Bleeding Cool, Baltimore gossip, James Gunn to write an actual DC comic next year. So right here, article summary, James Gunn rumored to write a DC Comics comic book next year per Baltimore Comic-Con gossip. Gunn is known for directing, of course, and blah, 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 blah. That's pretty much it right there. Yeah, tie-in prequel comic, not a new thing. And if James Gunn's going to actually write it, cool. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a new concept. But it is kind of interesting if it's 100% going to just be written by him. Because usually when a prequel comic comes out, it's not the person who's making the movie that makes a prequel comic. Maybe they have some input for sure. But if it's going to be 100% written by James Gunn, and maybe it's going to be not something that's going to like completely tie into, like it's going to, usually they like want to lead into the movie. Maybe it's not going to lead into, maybe it's just going to be another story, and then there might be a reference to the story, or it might help the story out a little bit. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but you know what? It's supposed to be spread throughout all of this, so there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm like, well, let's see what, he's going to be writing the art right there, so he's going to be writing the comic book, so That's cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it when it comes to DCU news right there. So cheers to that. Cheers. Whoop. Yeah. How you doing, Axel? I know you had a stream. You had a stream about talking, about the idea of animation. I wonder if there's a stream that was happening right now where people are just complaining about me, which you gotta love that. It means I'm, especially when it comes to these certain guys, I'm like, it means I'm doing something right. But, maybe at one point we should have like some kind of discussion, because it's like, guys, let's relax a little bit here. We're grown men, aren't we? This is just comic book stuff. It's just an idea, But, what can you do? What can you do? And you know what? Sometimes too is like one of the things that I was thinking about yesterday when I was, obviously with my tweet about the whole animation thing. One of the things that I was like thinking about is like, because I know there's some people and maybe some of you guys go like, don't even talk about it. Who cares? Fuck these guys, and don't even, talk about it. I'm like, yeah, but I think one of the reasons why I still talk about this stuff and I'll like make reference and then I just can't like get away from it is like, one of the reasons why is because when I first started my YouTube channel and I just was like, I'm going to start making videos, let's see what happens. And, I didn't take it seriously at first, really at all. But that was when Man of Steel was basically in production, And that's when I first heard of Henry Cavill. That's what we called him at first, Henry Cavill, before we knew it was Henry Cavill. And then, of course, when BVS got announced, that's when I really started taking my channel seriously and posting videos. And I was just posting every little thing. There's that guy again. That guy that lives in my fucking apartment complex who rides a motorcycle. He comes in, parks right here because the mailbox is right here, and he's blasting his music. So now, sorry if you could hear that right now. But anyways, so what I was saying here, I'm trying to ignore that. But I think one of the reasons why is because I've just been there from the beginning. I mean, I think like the people who complain about me, who knows where they were at the beginning. But, it's just, I think, like, when it comes to, like, when it came to the Snyderverse stuff in my YouTube channel, it's like, I essentially have been there since the beginning. I've been talking about this stuff since the beginning. I mean, it went from, like, I was talking to, just randomly, not really taking it seriously about Man of Steel. And then when it came to BVS, anything that came out from BVS, I was talking about set photos, stories, casting. I was always talking about videos. I was always making videos about BVS because I was very much excited about the movie. And then, of course, when that came out, and then we had Justice League, and I was covering that. And then when that whole debacle happened, I was talking about Snyder Cut stuff, which, of course, that's when everything was, like, really just got pretty intense. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons why post-Snyder Cut and post-now we got these, crazy stuff like live action or nothing at all. It's just like, it's just fascinating to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's interesting. So, anyways, this guy and his fucking music, man. It's like, goddamn, you ride your motorcycle, nobody wants to fucking hear any of that. But anyways, so we got Jimmy Cams right here. We got James Cameron. James Cameron, at first, I wanted to talk about James Cameron because one of the things that he did comment on when it came to Empire Magazine is he talked about Terminator Dark Fate, which, of course, a lot of us were kind of hoping it was going to be something special because, obviously, Linda Hamilton came back as Sarah Connor, and it was going to be a direct continuation from Terminator 2. So it was like, hey, maybe this is going to be something. But little did we know that they were just going to shit on the legacy of the two movies right at the beginning, and it just kind of fucked everything up. And here's the article right here. So when he was talking about this, basically, it was just when he talks about the struggles of the box office, Cameron remains positive. He remains positive, particularly about Gabriel Luna's 2-in-1 T-800 meets T-1000 killer baddie, the Rev 9. I think the Rev 9 was cool as shit, he told him. Personally, I think that's as good as anything that Jesus Christ, this guy. It's just like the music's just blasting right now. And I'm like, I think like every Wednesday, I think this happened last Wednesday, right? He gets home at this certain time and it's like, fucking A, man. It's like just blasting the fucking music. Anyways, our problem was not that the film didn't work. The problem was people didn't show up. Yeah, because the film didn't work, James. That's what it kind of went 2 and 2. Anyways, I've owned this to Tim Miller many times, and I said I torpedoed that movie before we ever wrote a word or shot a foot of film. So even James Cameron's kind of like going, yeah. The issue, Cameron says, he started getting high on my own supply and creating a direct Terminator 2 sequel, leaning too hard into the return of Arnie and Sarah Connor. Today, he doubts it's what audiences want. We achieved our goal. We made a legit sequel to a movie where the people that were actually going to the theaters at the time that the movie came out are all either dead, retired, crippled, or have dementia. Jesus Christ, James Cameron, my God. It was a non-starter. There was nothing in the movie for a new audience. Man, James Cameron has no filter. He gives zero fucks by saying that the people that watch Terminator 2 are either dead, retired, crippled, or have dementia. Wow. Well, I mean, he's probably not all wrong, but I'm just saying, blunt. Absolutely blunt. So, yeah, he says it did because he got high on his own supply, which I think James Cameron is probably, probably good on doing for sure. But then we have this right here where people are not too happy, especially with somebody who wrote the Terminator now doing this. James Cameron joins board of Stability AI in coup for tech firm. The director says that interaction of generative AI and CGI image creation is the next wave of film technology as he joins the company behind the popular staple of Stable Diffusion AI model. In a major coup for the artificial intelligence company, Stability AI says that Avatar, Terminator, and Titanic director James Cameron will join its board of directors. Stability AI is the firm that developed the Stable Diffusion text-to-image generative AI model, an image and video focused model that is among those being closely watched by many in Hollywood, particularly in the visual effects industry. In fact, Stability AI's CEO, Prem, not even going to try to pronounce the last name, is no stranger to the business, having previously served as CEO of visual effects firm Weta Digital. Sean Parker, we know who that is. Drop the the. It's cleaner. That's who Justin Timberlake played in Facebook, in the social network. The former, of course, president of Facebook and founder of Napster, also recently joined the AI firm as executive chairman. Man, even Sean Parker joining that. That guy is just keeps on joining it too. This guy, now he's coming back with his motorcycle. It's almost like he knows that I'm recording right now. Jesus Christ, he just got home from work. Anyways, I don't know. Is he gone now? He's gone. Jesus Christ. So freaking loud. But there you go. So after James Cameron, obviously wrote a franchise, a very popular franchise about AI taking over. Now he's going to be part of AI. Maybe he's going to make sure that it doesn't get carried away and Skynet doesn't get built. So, yeah, who knows? But there you go. I mean, we'll see what happens when it comes to all this, but, Dude, seriously. He's like doing laps. He's doing laps in the parking lot. I think he's like, I think he knows that I'm like recording to that. He's like doing laps in the parking lot, I think. Guy's a fucking dick. Anyways, you live in an apartment complex. There's going to be some dicks around here. Mostly my neighbors are cool, but that guy's a dick. Anyways. Jeez, I think he's doing laps. Maybe he's going to come around yet again. So, who knows? Jesus Christ. But there you go. There's Jimmy Cams talking about that. And now we got another director who is doing something ambitious when it comes to filmmaking and everything like that. And that, of course, is Francis Ford Coppola. And, of course, we got Megalopolis that is coming out this weekend. And it's not looking good. It's not looking good, guys. This is looking like it's going to be a mega flopolis. That's what we're probably going to be calling it after this weekend, is Megalopolis. because it's not looking good. They're saying that domestically it's going to be under $10 million that it's going to receive. Now, I'm going to go see it tomorrow because I am just curious as fuck when it comes to this movie. But hey, let's go down. Let's go to the Devil Fruit website and see what the critics are saying when it comes to, Megalopolis. Currently, right now, it sits at 50%, 113 reviews. Yep. You got to believe that. And, of course, is there an audience? There's no audience meter right now. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at some of these right here. We'll just read a couple, good and bad. If you like movies, you should definitely see it. I mean, come on. Francis Ford Coppola made it. That's quite a review right there. Megalopolis does have vision and go for broke moxie, and that's admirable, even if the end result is worth seeing from afar. So that's a positive review, but kind of a backhanded compliment. Megalopolis is more confusion than excitement. Megalopolis is such a gloriously outre testament to the value of dreaming big. It reminded me of experimental theater where a troupe of strong actors are given a task and the end result is unlike something you've ever seen before. You'll like that you went on the ride, but you can't quite pinpoint if it totally works. Coppola's visionary ambition is overshadowed by poor writing and incoherent execution, and instead of delivering a modern epic, he has crafted a cinematic misfire that is more exhausting than exhilarating. This one is a certified disaster, possibly as a result of financial constraints or simply because the material wasn't as sound at the end as it was for the first two acts. Megalopolis closes things out with a rushed conclusion that wraps things up in an unsatisfactory manner. Megalopolis is not a disaster, but it's far from a success. It's a whatever the hell that is that's bursting with so many ideas, so many characters, so many great lines, and truly terrible ones as well, that it's nearly impossible to digest in a single baffling viewing. So it's like one of those things where you might walk out going, this is a masterpiece, or you're walking out going, I don't know what the fuck I just watched. That's the kind of movies I like to go into. I'm just saying, those are fun movies to watch. I'm like, when you see like mixed reviews like this, and you see how it's so polarizing, I'm just like, I can't wait to see. And I'm kind of wondering too, because there is that whole aspect of the movie where somebody who is in reality is supposed to walk up and talk to Adam Driver's character in the movie. I don't know if I'm going to get that for my little movie theater that I go to right over here. I'm very curious to see if I'm going to get that. So, very curious. But that's not the only movie that's coming out this week. We also got the Wild Robot movie. There is the Wild Robot movie that's coming out. And that movie, if you're going to choose a movie to come, if you're going to choose a movie to go see, you probably want to go see this movie. Just saying, because everybody's raving about this movie. And like I said, I've been seeing people compare it to Iron Giant, which is also a fantastic movie. It's at 99%, 70 reviews right here. And just critics are just raving about it. So, I mean, I'm going to go see Megalopolis so you don't have to. But, I mean, look at it. I mean, it's just nothing but just good reviews. Nothing but good reviews. Growing beyond its programming is the core theme of the film, but original engineering must be respected. A similar agenda makes The Wild Robot both classical and innovative, which is quite a balancing act. A very peaceful and calming movie about how nurturing and caring for others changes us. The Wild Robot transports you into an imaginative, fully realized world while creating a special kind of storytelling magic that'll capture hearts of the young and old alike and enthrall generations to come. DreamWorks Animation delivers their best film since the classic How to Train Your Dragon. The Wild Robot surpasses the highest expectations. Your heart will soar as a machine designed for human servitude learns how to love and becomes a doting mother. So yeah, if you want to choose a movie and you got some kids maybe too, go see The Wild Robot. But if you want to be like crazy, or you can go see multiple, obviously. But I'm just saying, but if you want to get crazy, go see Megalopolis and join me. Join me on the adventure that Francis Ford Coppola is giving us right here, because I am just going, I want to walk out of this movie and I want to like do my first reaction review and say, masterpiece! I want to say that. Not quite sure if I'm going to say that, but I definitely do want to say that. I don't know. He's back! I guess he had to go to the store. Here he is. You hear him? He's back. Motorcycle guy blasting his music. Back. Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, he's fucking with me. Is he like parking in front of my building? Maybe he is. Good Lord, man. Yeah. I think he actually really is like, hey, he's just right there. He's just chilling like right there. I think he actually is like, maybe he's hearing me or maybe something like that. I know. I don't know what the hell. But yeah, he's just chilling right there. Blasting Jay-Z right now. It's freaking awesome. Yes, rev your engine. We get it. You got a small dick. It's, it's fine. Anyways. All right. He's gone now. I don't know what the hell. Maybe he's going to do another lap in the apartment complex. Who knows? Oh, my God, man. I tell you what. Anyways. I think he's coming back. He's literally doing fucking laps. What the fuck, dude? I think he's literally doing laps in the apartment complex. Literally doing laps this time. What the hell, dude? Jesus Christ. All right, maybe that's going to be the last of it? I don't know. My God, I have a neighbor too who he doesn't do it that much anymore. And I think it's because I think he had something, but I have a neighbor down here who likes to talk on speakerphone very late at night as he's walking to and from his car, very loud. He doesn't really do it anymore, but like a week ago, the ambulance showed up and he got into the ambulance. I was like, yeah, he doesn't really take too much care of himself. So I'm like, maybe he had to realize that, he was taking work too seriously or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, Jesus Christ, you guys are getting like a front row seat into the happenings that are happening in my apartment complex right now. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's entertaining, right? It's entertaining. All right. We got a little update when it comes to the producer of that Todd Haynes gay romance detective movie that Joaquin Phoenix walked away from. Obviously, there's going to be more conversation when it comes to this. Joaquin Phoenix himself, when he was asked at the Venice Film Festival for Joker, he was like, I'm not going to say anything right now because I have my opinions and nobody else is here. So he didn't really want to talk about it. But the producer of the movie, he talked about it a little bit right here. Producer of Todd Haynes' gay romance movie on Joaquin Phoenix exit, the idea that Todd's time was wasted is tragic. That's right. Kristen Vachin of Killer Films, a longtime collaborator of Todd Haynes, who was meant to be producing this whole thing. He spoke at the San Sebastian Film Festival on Tuesday to discuss what happened when it came to all this, or she did, I should say. The truth is, pretty much what happened is out there for all of you to see. If I had anything to gossip about it, I would, but I don't. It was tragic. The most tragic part about it, in my mind, is Todd Haynes is 62. There's a finite number of films that they'll be able to do in his lifetime. I consider him one of the most extraordinary film artists of this generation. The idea that his time was wasted and that a movie is not a result of those years of working closely with Joaquin, that is the tragedy to me and that I can't get over. We, as a cultural community, lost an opportunity to have another movie by Todd Haynes. That is criminal. And apparently the situation has been a nightmare and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, It's fucked up, man. I mean, you know, I like Joaquin, but you could tell he's a little bit of a weirdo. He is a little bit of a weirdo, like some of these actors can be, for sure. But it's just like, it's just kind of sad. It's just like, especially when he brought the idea to Todd Haynes. That's what I can't get over. He brought the idea to him. He wanted to do it. And then 5 days prior to production, you get cold feet and you go, yeah, I don't want to have a scene where what? He's being, you know, bumped in the ass? I mean, is that what happened? I don't know what happens in the movie, but I don't know. It's just weird. Just crazy. But anyways, that's pretty much that update right there. So, like I said, slow news day today. So it's just like, let's talk about that. That came out. Pretty slow news day, but it's all right. That's what we do here. You know, it is Film Junkie Live. We talk about films. We talk about a lot of things. You know, I'm sure there's still another live stream out there that is complaining about me. I don't know. RJ, are they still live? Let them be. They can complain about it. You know, we could have a discussion about it and do all that stuff. But hey, it's what I do. It's what I do. Anyways, like I said, it was just going to be, I knew it was going to be a slow news day. And then, of course, we have DC Fanimated. It's going to be happening in 45 minutes. We didn't have one last week, but we have one this week. So that's good. All right. Let's go ahead and check out some Twitter questions here. Let's see what you guys have to say when it comes to Twitter questions. All right, we got RJ right here. What would you like to see from Star Wars to get the franchise back on track? Rumors are that they're bringing in Cal Kestis into live action for Disney Plus. Now, I have not played the game, but I mean, anything that's badass Jedi, yes, please. Especially after the Acolyte that had some badass Jedi Sith kind of stuff, but the overall story was not that great. Yes. Bring back something like, you know, let's get some Jedi type of stuff right here. And then, RJ, you also say, think we might get Lobo popping in a Supergirl movie? I mean, the rumor is that, you know, Mr. Jason Momoa might be still up for the whole frickin' thing, so we'll see what happens. Then we got Axel right here. Hey, Dave, hope you got to see this cool crossover. Let's see, the worlds of DC. Oh, yeah, I think we talked about this on the Vodka stream, didn't we? Or something like that. But it's basically...
Yeah.
Yeah. Saw that. Yeah, we talked about this, or we talked about it on... We talked about it on the Vodka stream, I believe. So, yeah, when it came to Shadow, Batman, yeah, I did see that. It's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, and then they're making a game. That's right. They're making a game. So, yeah, it's a pretty cool little... That should be a pretty cool little crossover, a little game right there that they're going to be doing. So basically, DC Comics and Sonic, they're going to be creating a game, and then Sonic and Tails will be playing, like, you know, DC characters and stuff like that. That's pretty sweet. Why not? Helps the brands, specifically DC. All right, Eric. So I guess Cameron is completely unaware of the details of his own franchise? Newsflash, James. Of all the follow-ups to Judgment Day, only Salvation and the Sarah Connor Chronicles don't spit on good Arnold's heroic sacrifice. Seriously, we all love Chronicles. Finish that. You know what? I never watched Sarah Connor Chronicles. I never did. I think I might have watched maybe the first episode, but I never got into it because I just felt like it was, it's not canon. It's not canon, but maybe I'll revisit it. I know what's her name stars as Sarah Connor. I can't remember her name right now, but I know she was in 300. She was in, I think she was in Game of Thrones. She was in, of course, the Dredd movie. But I never really did that. But Salvation, like I said, when it comes to a sequel to Terminator 2, Salvation is the best one out of all of them, even though that execution wasn't quite there because, well, McG. That's why. But for the most part, it was. But yeah, maybe one of these days I have to revisit. I think it might be on Hulu or something like that. Might have to visit that series. How many seasons did it run? Did it run for like 1 or 2 seasons? I know it was kind of short-lived, sadly, but you know. Cooper Knox. We're just a month away from the 2-year anniversary since Black Adam was released. In hindsight, all of the crazy madness is very fascinating to reflect back upon. I know, right? Crazy that that's the case because it was before DC Studios became a thing, and we were wondering, oh, Henry Cavill's back, and what the fuck? It was just a lot of crazy things that were happening when it came to Black Adam, you know? And it still was like the most profitable DC movie that came out of like the last 2 years, so, you know. Dwayne Johnson was kind of right when it came to the hierarchy, I guess. Devon Wooter, hey Dave, I'm really, really sick and tired of woke. Like people upset about Jon Stewart is the main DC Universe Green Lantern, why he was awesome in Justice League. Well, I mean, he's not technically the main. I mean, but he's going to get the torch, the green torch passed over to him, it sounds like. What's your thought about Joe Manganiello as Crocodile? Well, I don't even really know the series. I didn't watch season 1, so I don't really have, you know. But I saw people that were loving the fact that he was cast as Crocodile in that One Piece movie. And what is your favorite Tom Cruise stunt? The Tom Cruise stunt. You know, when it comes to Mission Impossible, I would say probably that one right there that you have when he's holding on to the plane right there. I think that's a pretty good one. That might be my favorite. Darkness Under the Wind. Dave, question 1. With an actor found to play the villain of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, likely Krem, do you think he will only be imprisoned or die just like in the comic? I mean, he probably will die if they want to follow it pretty good. But again, I still have to read it. And again, thank you to Rebecca for sending me a copy of it right there. So I don't really, you know, I know little details, but I don't know the full details. Spoiler alert. Just kidding. Question 2. How would you feel if Dr. Doom is in the reboot, but a different actor has played him in no multiverse? I think that'd be a good way to go. If they do like a full-on reboot. And then Mr. Nobody, James Gunn will write a comic book. What the fuck? How's that fair? Nah, just kidding. Who really wants to give enough of their time of day to care? Well, there's a lot of people out there that are on Twitter that do that, and a lot of them were in my mentions this past couple of days. Is it a good comic book? If yes, then great. And if no, then move on to the next one. Yes, there are good and bad comic books. People really need to stop being butthurt. Well, that's never going to be the case, sadly. You know, like I said, like when it came to my whole just like, hey, you know, Snyderverse can't continue in live action. Nothing wrong with animation or a comic book. You know, even Zack himself has stated that. But of course, there's going to be like certain individuals out there that are leading campaigns because that's their thing. I mean, I think that's what it really is like, that's their thing, is the fact that that's what got them the audience. I mean, I'm always the one that's being accused of clout chasing. I think like even like that stream that was happening, they're calling me a clout chaser and putting me all up in the thumbnail and stuff like that, which is kind of funny. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know what, I mean, I guess, we're all trying to get, I've even said this before because anytime that somebody calls somebody else a clout chaser, I mean, when you're trying to do like something like this, you're trying to put a voice out there, whether it's live streaming, whether it's making videos, whether it's podcasting or just whatever, journalism, whatever the fuck. Yeah, you're trying to build up some kind of clout. You are trying to, like, because when it comes to certain things, you want to have the clout that, hey, you know, if I hear something about a certain something, I'm going to go to this person. Because you built up that clout. So, I don't know, it's such a weird thing when that's supposed to be meant as like a crazy like insult. Like, yeah, I get that there's sometimes you're trying to trace clicks for sure. And I'm just kind of like, who's the one chasing clicks here when I'm in somebody else's thumbnail? But anyways, I'm just saying, yeah, it's just kind of funny when it comes to all that. It's like, don't get butthurt, don't get anything, whatever. It's all just comic books. It's all just entertainment. It's not to be taken that seriously. It's just an idea. It was just an idea that it's not been the first time that it's been talked about. 3.5 years. It's been 3.5 years since the Snyder Cut came out. There's nothing talked about anything when it comes to the DC Snyderverse that's going to be reinvigorated, okay? There's a whole other Snyderverse that is out there that could use the support. There's 2 other Snyderverses out there that need the support and need maybe more discussions and more talked about if we want to continue to see those stories. But, if you're going to specifically talk about the one where he doesn't have control of the characters and he didn't come up with the characters, by all means, fine. If you are like that much of a diehard Snyder fan where you want to talk about the characters that he did not come up with more than the characters he wanted to come up with, then perfectly fine. It's basically up to you right there. Basically up to you. But anyways, all right, guys. That's it right there. Appreciate you. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, do all that. And if you want to be a member and support the channel, become a member. And we'll be doing some conversations after this for a little bit. And then, of course, we have DC Fanimated tonight with Mr. Scott McClellan and myself. We'll be talking about another Batman episode, which should be fun. And that's pretty much it, guys. So, members, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Everybody else, I'll either see you tonight or I'll see you on Friday for the Vodka stream. Look forward to my first reaction of Megalopolis tomorrow, which I'm seeing it at 6 o'clock my time. So look forward to that. All right, guys. Love ya. Talk to you later.